I urge you guys to do that. And the reason behind that is God puts people in your life, even people in your own family, that if we can't say it in a heartfelt, in a sincere, in a descriptive manner that moves along and flows, it's really hard sometimes. And for us, as we write that down, we remember things and we forget, so we bring those things back. And as we write that testimony, I urge you, there's really 3 steps to your testimony. Write down the time that you had before you were saved, before you were walking with God. Those memories of, wow, I don't see how I got through this. And then the time that you really were saved, that exact moment. Where were you at? Were you at church? Were you listening to a pastor? Were you sitting in another place? Were you at home? Were you by yourself and just knew God was there and you prayed to have Jesus in your life? And then write about the time that you've been with Christ, those stories and those things where you look back and go, wow, I'm so glad that God was there. And I didn't realize it beforehand. And as you write this, the things that you write, I urge you to start, because you're probably going to write it over and over again. You're just going to go, oh, I forgot, I remember this. I remember this. Oh, I can't believe that. And the thing is, as you write it, think about this, because words can either really help you or they can hurt you. Because as you talk to somebody that may not have Christ in their life, they may not understand what you're saying. It's kind of like this. I was talking to people, and when I first got saved, I was so fired up and I was so excited. I wanted to go share. And I was talking to this man, and I said, I was washed in the blood of the Lamb.
I didn't know what to think.
Yeah, he looked at me like, I don't know what this old boy's talking about here, but I'm not going to get in the bathtub with any blood from a lamb. So it was really funny, but I saw that on his face, and I understood he didn't understand that because he's never been experienced or been shown Christ in Christ's words. So some of the other words that I challenge you, and I've written some down, try these. Forgiven. Everybody understands that. Cleansed. No longer living for myself, but for Christ. Redeemed. And the most important one is loved. Because there's so many people out there that know that word, but in a worldly way, in a sexual way. And that's what the world pushes on people. And now, those generations don't even understand that true love, that true caring that comes as you know Jesus and you know people that are walking with Him. It's just so hard sometimes. And so in 1 Peter, I'll give you a passage. In 1 Peter 3:15, it says this. It says, always be prepared to make a defense to anyone who asks for the reason for the hope that's in you, but do it out of gentleness and respect. And that's something else that we don't do, especially my generation and below. They forget those out of gentleness and respect. We're so worried about getting there quicker, faster, doing things, getting on the computer, getting on our phones, that we forget to slow down. And we forget that effect. We all want it. We don't even know how to receive it anymore because we just don't know. Everything is on that computer age. And so we have to slow down to be able to do that. And so that's some of the things that I really challenge you guys to look at and do. But before I go any farther, I have to ask, how many of you guys watched the Super Bowl? Did you watch the Super Bowl? You did? Okay. So I watched the Super Bowl, and I'll even get deeper. How many of you guys are from Texas? Are you from Texas? All right. We're very proud to be Texans, aren't we? Now I have to ask, how many of you own something, a Texas flag or a Texas mug or Texas dishes or Texas towel, or had something hanging up on the wall like the Texas Star or something like that? A lot of us do. And I've been very blessed. I traveled with a ministry called the Power Team for a long time. And it's a group of world strongmen, ex-NFL football players. What we do is we go into schools, we go into colleges, we go in churches invite us all over the world. And what we do is, the way we get people to come see us is we do feats of strength. So I've ran my elbow through 32 bricks before. I can break a baseball bat across my back or across my leg. I can tear phone books. I'll take a frying pan and I roll it up into a burrito. But it's something that God blessed a few of us with this strength. But we bring people in, and that's not what we bring them in for. They love to come see us do that, but we really share a message with them. And so, as I've traveled, I've got to go to almost every state in the country. I've got to talk to so many people. And what's so unique is, I asked you why you watched the Super Bowl, and I asked you about Texas because we're really proud. It's amazing how crazy people will get. They get uncomfortable. They'll paint their faces up. They'll go sit at the football game for 10 hours before the game starts. You know, they get crazy. They wear crazy uniforms and you know, they run around, and they don't realize what they're even doing. But they're doing it, and you're going, why are they doing that? But it's funny that when we ask somebody to step out and get uncomfortable and talk about their faith and about Christ in their life, how reserved we get. And so, but they'll do that for a football game, or they'll go crazy saying they're from Texas, and I'm from Texas, and I love Texas, and even what college they're from. I mean, you see cars all the time that has all where they're from and what college they went to, but we won't do that for Christ. We won't take that step, and so that was one of the reasons why I urge you to know your testimony, because it's very easy to share that. Even though we won't ever know everything that's in